Alright, welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 234. We are here reviewing the 10th episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes Event Announcement. This episode covers chapters 19, 20, and the first 3 pages of the manga. For chapter 21, yeah, we're starting up the Verse Queen Bee arc. Yep. So, do I think this arc will cap the season off? Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's almost like the previous arc that started this one. That was basically I think the reason why that was kind of considered a separate arc to this one, because of the way the story was for those chapters. That's probably the only reason why it was really short. So, what happens this episode? Well, we have a few different things here. Let's see. We start off with, I think it's Soga at a high school, a middle school, looking for our villain, and asking some students. Apparently they're creeped out by him. The principal comes down basically and says, "You're a creeping student," and he proceeds to leave. And then one of the girls who knows who he's asking about goes to see him and is like, "Oh, I heard you're looking for Hinika." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let me show you something." And she proceeds to lift his skirt up, and he's like, "No, put that away. But what comes out from under his skirt is bees. And Chase, of course, he unleashes bug spray, runs to the alley, has his friend, of course, some fire too. Where the heck the fire came from, not really clear. I think one of them's got a quirk with a fire. I think one of them got a fire quirk. And they race off on the motorcycles. At the little explanation, then we have, get this, and then we have the crawler show. Well, then after this, then of course we also see Knuckle Duster outside of his costume, where he's talking to a woman who's actually his wife. In the manga, you don't actually see her face, kind of. You see like one panel in the manga. In the anime, you actually see her very clearly, which good on basically Bones for doing that. And of course, he chats with her. She does mumble a bit, talk about their daughter, and then he talks to the doctor. Because, of course, he's the one paying for now. She, of course, doesn't know anything about basically what her condition is, because basically she is still semi-comatose. Because of basically something that, Queen Bee did when he, basically I'll explain later on. So, excuse me. And then afterwards, we see him later on in the episode where, after the session with visiting his wife, then Soga basically tells him what happened, and then, of course, he disappears in the episode. Soga does. Knuckle Duster's later seen training at a warehouse, and then seeing our villain, and that's it for him the whole episode. Well, actually, you do see briefly a little bit later on where he's at Kenichi's place, where Kenichi basically is informed by Pop and Stop that she has been invited to sing at a department store on the rooftop, and she's very nervous about her play. He doesn't know what to do, so contact his senpai Mikoto, which it's implied he may have a thing for her. Well, he's blushing every time he sees her, which, yeah, given what happens at the end of the series, I'm not going to reveal the ending of it per se, because I'm hoping the anime gets that. I hope it does. I hope they do. So. And get this, apparently because last episode she found out he was the crawler, he just told her that she's Pop and Stop. She denies it first, and then Kenichi's like, "Why did you tell her?" "Because she's going to keep his secrets. That's why." And she's not going to spill the beans. She's going to keep it secret, which she's very nervous about. Eventually she does organize basically a little, and of course she also gets a chance to, and then we briefly see Captain Celebrity in this episode. And yes, it's Sean Schimmel voicing him. And it's a bit more obvious now it's Sean Schimmel. Given the fact he's He's going into his Goku voice with this particular role. It's like last episode wasn't too obvious. This one, it's way obvious as Sean Chimmel. And then he's contacted by his crew. It says, Mr. Takashi was trying to contact, oh, Mikito. And of course, apparently because of the rampage that was caused 2 episodes ago by the kaiju, well, the wannabe kaiju, that he needs to make an appearance there. Of course, he's helped rebuilding, which that's nice of him to do. Yeah, apparently he's not only catching villains, he's also helped rebuilding all the damage that was caused by the kaiju. Gotta admit, that's actually a really smart idea for him to do. I mean, give him something to do. I mean, can't always catch criminals. He's helped rebuilding what's caused the damage. But he didn't cause himself, but he at least basically saw rebuilding. Just good part of his image. So, then of course, basically, Captain Slipper make an appearance at the store. So, then they show at the end of the episode something that in the manga, it's basically they just do the words. They do not show the commercial. The episode they show the commercial, and it's something of the 1990s, basically, with this animation. I'm sure Bones probably has this episode. Probably they must have made it to look like it because it is obviously a children's store, and that's kind of the episode ends with basically the advertising. And of course, we're gonna lead into our next week's episode with that. But overall, really good episode. And with that, I am caught up with all my anime. Yep. So, as of now, no new anime until Thursday. Yep. So, 2 days when it comes to anime. So, tomorrow, expect to see some Doctor Who video reviews. How many? Because I don't have choir practice tomorrow, expect to see about 2, maybe 3-ish. It depends. Yep. But I'm hoping eventually soon to do the 2nd season of Apothecary Diaries. I'm hoping of that. So that is pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.